just to go to Toronto to get set for Game 1 of the World Series against the Toronto Blue Jays. Friday night, the action begins. The action is always humming here at MLB Network alongside the All-Star, Mr. 100, Yonder Alonso, 100 home runs in the bigs, and Mr. 529, the All-Star Sean Casey. That's what he hit in the 2006 World Series, 9 for 17. You absolutely raked in that. He's too humble to say it. I'll say it for him. I'm Adnan Burke. It's great to have you
Guaranteed
with us.
2 hits. 2 hits. Guaranteed.
2-hit case. It's calm around here. As far as the scene in Toronto, you know, this entire country of Canada is fired up for this game. They had
as are you.
Absolutely. As a resident Canadian case, I don't need to fly to Toronto. I can run there. I'm just so excited. It's going to be a great scene on Friday night. It's going to be their first World Series game in Canada, in Toronto. First time in 32 years, going back to 1993. We all remember Joe Carter and his immortal home run. Friday, 8 o'clock Eastern on Fox. You know, Game 7 averaged 6 million viewers on Sportsnet. That's a broadcast reaching 11.8 million Canadians. It's a country of 41 million. Case, that means if you extrapolate for Americans, that's like 80 million Americans watching baseball games. It's crazy.
Well, you know what? I know the country's going crazy, and obviously Toronto is.
Yeah.
But if it's anything like we saw in Game 7 when Springer hit that, didn't you feel like for the next 3 innings the place was shaking? Like, I feel like my TV couldn't, I heard it was crazy. So I love those fans. For them to wait 32 years to get back to the World Series, that place is going to be rocking Game 1.
Secret, too, is Game 7.
Yeah.
The stakes are hot, right? I would hope this is going to be one of those, too, where we do have a Game 7.
Yeah.
Because this is going to be electric. This is going to be so much fun, right? It's a country that's behind their team with Toronto, which they've been incredible all year. I mean, it's been a sold-out crowd all single season there. So the Dodgers, obviously, you know what they're bringing to the table. They love to play on the road as well. This is going to be an absolute dogfight.
And here's the big question, the immortal battle of rust versus rest. So 5 times in the LCS when it went to best of 7 in 85, one team swept, the other team went 7 games. It's happened 4 previous times. The 4 previous times, the team that won the 7-game series then ended up winning the World Series. So the thought is, Case, for the Jays, hey, the Dodgers had this layoff. We just won 7. We have momentum. You buying that?
I was involved in one of those.
06?
2006. 2006. We swept. I was with the Detroit Tigers. We swept Oakland.
Oh, Oakland, yeah.
We beat the Yankees. Then we swept Oakland, ALCS, and then the Mets and the Cardinals went Game 7 with them. And it was a weird kind of like, man, we're waiting for that series to end.
Yeah.
Got off to a tough start because, listen, this is a game of rhythm. It's a game of rhythm and timing. So it'll be interesting to see. I think the Dodgers are such a well-oiled machine. I know they're probably doing some scrimmages, getting ready. They've learned from past mistakes. So I don't think it's going to bother them.
I'll take any momentum. Right, and obviously that's what the Blue Jays are hoping for is a cold-feeted Dodgers team where they've taken some rest and now they're going to be a little bit stagnant coming in off the hot. So you got to win Game 1. If you're Toronto, you have got to try to win Game 1. If you win Game 1, then obviously you're playing with house money and you try to win Game 2. However, you're looking at this Dodgers roster, you're looking at this team and what they've overcome. What is their biggest asset? It's starting pitching. Getting on the board early and having that starting pitching.
As far as the Jays are concerned, it could have a huge impact here having Bo Bichette back. This guy hit .311 this season, 139 games. He will be ready to go. The other part of this is interesting is, Yonder, we know Shohei Ohtani, he spurned Toronto, right? The Jays wanted to get him. The fans will be all over him, Games 1 and 2. But he's probably thinking to himself, how do I top Game 6? 6 innings, 2 hits, 10 strikeouts, 3 home runs. I don't know what's going to happen for our sequel here, but I can't wait to see Ohtani.
I can't wait to see him. This whole knack of, he's been cold in the postseason. It just doesn't matter. I mean, this is how good he is. He's going to go out there and punch 8, 9. However he's going to punch, he's going to give you length, 5 or 6 innings. But this is what we're coming to see, right? Him at the dish and him hitting. I just don't know how you stop him because I think what the Phillies did was basically give him a little bit of a cold streak for a little bit because that's how good they've pitched him. But other than that, I mean, I just don't see any other way how you can just contain this guy because that lineup after him gets that much tougher.
When you get a feel, too, when you hit 3 home runs and, you look right here, he kind of struggled in the division here, but the NLCS, he came back with those 3 home runs in that last game while he pitched 6+ innings and punched out 10, which might be the greatest game of all time. As a hitter, when I'm scuffling, and you saw him take batting practice out on the field, you're looking for feels. You're looking for something. You're looking for trajectory. You're looking to see where the ball goes. How he was taking that batting practice was exactly how he hit in the game. He was hitting balls over the mezzanine there. He was crushing balls. So if I'm a Dodger fan, and I go into this game 1, I know Ohtani found something in that game 4 that he's going to bring into this series.
And that's what I was going to say. For you, listen, you were a lifetime 300 hitter, you can hit, but you're not exempt from slumps. You know what it's like. Just dig down harder, extra BP, and once you find it, hopefully you turn that corner.
You're looking for feels. When you're struggling, looking for feels. More visually than anything. Am I catching the ball too out front? Am I not slow enough? Is my heart rate not slow enough?
As much as feel, you made a great point on feel, is finding your way around home plate. You know, it's something else to hit in the batting cage and not seeing that batter's box that you're facing every single night. And I think he found himself there. That's why he probably hit on the field is, let me see the ball. Yeah, I know I've got power, but it's that feel at home plate. It's completely different. I mean, you're stepping foot in a different house every single day in the batting cage. When you're stepping in on that home plate, that's your home plate. I felt like he found that. He found the strike zone. He's getting better pitches now, and he's going at it with authority.
Ohtani was great against the Jays in the regular season, 7 for 13, 3 extra base hits, so he did certainly hit Toronto pitching. All right, other news right now.
I'm now to bring in former MLB first-round pick Lewis Brinson. And Lewis, it's so rare that we have to break down out-executing a baseball player both as a pitcher and as a hitter, but that's why Shohei got that $700 million deal. First, let's analyze what did the Jays have to do to neutralize him as a hitter? Because Ohtani had gone cold at the plate before that historic Game 4 performance, just 4 for 33 during an 8-game span. What's the game plan for Toronto's pitchers to make sure they see that version of him and not the NLCS MVP?
Yeah, well, first and foremost, I need everybody in the Blue Jays pitching staff to sit around and pray because they're going to need a higher power against Ohtani. We saw he is back. He's locked in. He's back to MVP Ohtani at the plate. But if you are going to have any sort of chance, you do need to neutralize Ohtani's ability to get his hands extended. You're going to have to go up and in. You're going to have to send a message. You're going to have to make him move his feet. You're going to have to make him uncomfortable in there because right now, again, as we saw, he is very, very comfortable in that box with those 3 homers. So fastballs up and in. And I want to highlight righty sweepers. Obviously, the Jays have 4 righties in their rotation. So they do need to incorporate some sweepers. You do have some guys with some good split fingers in there, and you Savage and Gosman. He hits those pretty well. So, again, those need to be well located. But, again, got to neutralize him in. You got to keep him from getting those hands extended. So pitch him inside.
All right, yeah, you want him to leak those hips, as you said earlier on our pregame. Yeah. All right, now George Springer, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and company, you know they're thirsty to beat up on Ohtani as a pitcher. They'll see him either Game 3 or 4 of the series once we head to L.A. And Ohtani has struck out 19 batters, allowing 3 runs over 12 innings this postseason. So how, in your eyes, do they find some weaknesses in his arsenal?
Right. Ohtani's got 7 different pitches, right? So you're going to need to pick one. You're going to need to have a good approach against Ohtani and stick with it. A part of being a good hitter and a part of hitting a guy with this many pitches is being able to trust and look for one pitch. You got to eliminate some pitches here. You can't look for all 7 or he's going to have you in knots up there. So one thing is Ohtani's got an electric fastball, right? 100 to the Blue Jays hitters, they're going to have to make him throw a lot of pitches. Ohtani, last outing, 100 pitches through 6 innings. That's a lot of pitches, a lot of 3-2 counts. So again, Blue Jays hitters do not strike out a lot. So again, Ohtani's going to need to be in the strike zone because these guys ain't going to chase. So another thing that also would help me as a hitter against a guy like Ohtani, those guys in the dugout need to be paying attention to whatever, if there's a righty at the plate, George Springer leading off the game. Make sure you're paying attention to how Ohtani pitches George Springer. All the righties in the lineup, let's see how he pitches them. Lefties, Nathan Lucas is going to be the first lefty up. Make sure all those lefties, Addison Barger, Jimenez, Bartshow, paying attention to how he pitches those guys and get a better idea of what the game plan is against you guys. So, but again, Ohtani is back. He's going to be fighting on both sides of the ball here. So, I mean, the Blue Jays hitters got a good test cut out for him, but I think they're up for the challenge.
All right, now Ohtani is the heavy favorite to win the World Series MVP, and it's understandable given how he finished off the NLCS. How much do the Dodgers need out of him in order to win this series and repeat as champions?
They're going to need MVP on both sides, right? They're going to need MVP Ohtani at the plate, and they're going to need Cy Young, $700 million man on the mound. I mean, the Blue Jays hitters are not going to fall for the same tricks that the Brewers hitter did. I think the Brewers ran into a little bit of more experience on the Dodgers side. the Blue Jays offense, defense, and pitching staff is a little bit, I think this matchup matches up with the Dodgers a little bit more. Another thing to note, the Dodgers did not blow out the Brewers by any means in the NLCS. Game 1, I want to take you back. Game 1 was 2-1. Game 2 was 5-1. Game 3 was 3-1. And Game 4 was 5-1. So it's not like they put on an offensive clinic against the Brewers. This Blue Jay offense, as we have seen, can put up some runs. So Ohtani is going to need to be a table setter for these guys. He's going to need to get on base. He's going to need to work some walks and be able to keep the line moving for Mookie, Freddie, and Will, Teoscar, all those guys down the rest of that lineup. But they're going to need every bit of MVP Ohtani if they want to keep up with this Blue Jay offense and this Blue Jay team.
Yeah, now if they don't, they just have Mookie Betts, right, and Freddie Freeman, 2 MVPs, you know. So no big deal. Louis Brinson, thanks so much, man. And when you think about the odds to win the World Series MVP, right now, Ohtani is the favorite at plus 165. Then Vladimir Guerrero Jr. at plus 600. And Freddie Freeman over there at plus 1,600 after we know what he did